Hi guys. So I just saw a video that got me to talk about my story regarding a yod in astrology, which is basically a quincunx of planets to one planet, pointing to like an apex planet. A yod, I found out that I have the yod like maybe a year or two ago, and um, I didn't really like look into it before, but a lot of people, astrologers, don't count Chiron as a yod, but I can tell you that my whole life has been centered around Chiron and healing. Like when I was in my early 20s to mid 20s. I had issues with constantly getting sinusitis, and I just couldn't realize why. I'm going to speed this up. Healed my own self through diet and getting off of any medications that they would provide me because medications would never work. I intuitively would know if a doctor says you have this, you need to take this, and I'm like, this is causing more harm than good. I'm not going to take that medication. So I'm going to find a way. And I would heal through diet. Like had after my daughter had acid reflux, heal that through diet, knowing I can't eat certain foods, or really no, I eat pretty much whatever I want, but I balance it with eating a lot of greens first. If I'm gonna eat out, I don't eat out late. I drink a lot of water. I limit my alcohol intake. All these things, and things recently have come up also where I can't even have like I've cut out a lot of gluten and just breads and all that, and just limit it, to like if I want to treat myself with a dessert. So, and that's just like diet and nutrition part. But then there's Chiron aspects that I've had, and to explain, like Chiron, like I said, Chiron is my center of the yod. It's like this isosceles triangle pointing to the apex planet, which is Chiron for me in Taurus in 11th house. 11th house is the network, social media, and dreams and wishes. And in 2019, I was pushed to create a social media account to talk about all things spirituality, all the things that I was going through. And this was a few years after I lost my mom to a tragic accident. She died being hit by a car, and I couldn't even say goodbye to her. By the time I got to the hospital, she already had passed. So that was a tragic event. She was like my top, like number one fan. I loved her more than anybody in the world. And losing her like shook me to the core, to the foundation of who I am. So in 2019, like years later after I lost her, I was compelled, and I just get this urge. And that's the thing with the yod, it's fated events that push you towards your destiny, your destined life. And I still feel like, I feel like lost sometimes. Like, am I doing the right things? I feel like I'm doing all these things. I'm like, I don't know where it's leading me, but I have this inner urge. Like, there's a conundrum. Like, as a Cancer rising, I like to hide and not really show myself. But then on the other hand, like, I feel compelled to share the message and come out on here and talk about things like this. And the craziest story I will tell you about Chiron is how I get messages through my dreams and clear audience and all this. But in any case, let me go back to 2019. I started a social media account, which has to do with 11th house, Chiron and, 11th house. So I started a social media and started really just with quotes and things like that. That wasn't anything original, but I always felt like, I would push myself further. Like I would say, I don't want to just do quotes and create other people's content. I want to do my own. So I would do different things. Then I would start writing poetry, creating videos. My background is graphic design and video production. So I would do things like that. For some reason, I thought this video stopped. Anyways, so it's like the content evolved over the years. And then so it would lead me to different healing modalities. That's what I'm trying to say. The Chiron would lead me to different healing modalities, and the planets that are pointing towards the apex is Mercury and Jupiter on one side and Neptune on the other. Neptune is dreams. I literally would get things through dreams. So one of the craziest dreams, synchronicities that I had was a few years ago. I heard this number in my dream and it said 23.3, and that's what I hear. I hear this clear audient, like neutral voice in my dream, or right before I about to wake up, 23.3. I quickly woke up, I wrote it down, like, what is 23.3? Doesn't make sense. I'm like, is this a date, like in the European style? Is it the March 23rd, whatever? I don't know. And I think also I would then research all morning. I'm looking at what is 23.3. And that led me to I Ching, which is the divination system from China, like 3 to 5,000 years old. I'm not really correct on that. And then I was led from I Ching to human design. Like, I didn't know about human design. It just like came up, and I read the description of the gate 23.3, and it was talking about splitting apart. And I was going through something when I felt like there was something like where I was going to two different directions, and it was just like on point. But what the mind-blowing thing is, guys, get ready for it. I ran my chart at that time, and guess what? My Chiron was in 23.3. I don't know if this like blows anybody's mind, but I have been a rational person my whole life. I really wasn't even spiritual until my mom passed away. I wasn't like into really having any like spiritual practice, anything like that. It's like after she passed away, I had to meditate. I could not stand listening to superficial conversations. It was like a urge, like I have to sit still. I saw a grief counselor, and she helped me through like teaching me different meditation tools and how to meditate and ground myself. And that was my journey when it began. And then I started learning all of these different things. So over the years, like I got into Reiki, I got certified as a Reiki master, but really all of those things didn't really like, it's like I was learning them just to elevate my teaching, my progress and my evolution. Like, not necessarily that I have to heal others. It was just like my urge to know about all these things, like and so from that I think I studied some other modalities, like got certified. Then I got certified in yoga, 200 hours, and then I had a Kundalini awakening after that where I had this huge download of why I'm here, what I'm here supposed to do, and it had to do with like helping other creative people bring their passions to life. And just that Kundalini awakening opened like some wounds and some pains. Again, the Chiron, like I had to heal again. So once I had the Kundalini awakening, after I was doing, training for yoga teacher, I got certified in regular yoga teacher training, and then I was compelled again to study Kundalini yoga, which I got certified then at 200 hours of Kundalini yoga. So now I have 400 hours of yoga training, and now again I'm going through 300 hours right now, at my own pace, learning, attending daily sessions and doing stuff like that, just to further my practice, because it is the thing that grounds me. It is something that has completely made me more present in my life, has healed my neck, back issues, back pain issues, because I sit all day at work. And then the thing about because my time is about to run out, the thing with the yod is you will be pushed to go to a certain direction, and you don't really know where you're going. So for me, that rings true. Like, I feel like I'm pushed towards these different things, yet I don't know what the end product is. I don't know. All I am focusing on is on the present, making sure that what I'm doing feels aligned and right for me. Be grateful, because I know how life is fleeting and how we can die tomorrow. Like, grief has taught me that you can lose. Nobody's immune. You're not a bad person because you lose people. It just is. And I can't stand that. Like, it's just taking, every day as it is, and being grateful is really important, and being present, that's the biggest thing. But you don't know what's going to happen. You just have to be here